At the beginning of the drama, we see the male lead, Luji. He loves to do adventure sports, especially height-related sports. From participating in such sports, his life has been at risk many times, but he couldn't stay away from his passion. After this, we see the drama's female lead, Tanguang, who is quite afraid of heights. She has to do bungee jumping, so Luji, looking into her eyes, tells her, "Have confidence in yourself." Then he pushes Tanguang. Tanguang thinks, "He is going to kill me." Then, when she comes up, she says to Luji, "I will take revenge on you." Then she pushes Luji, but she doesn't know that Luji is not afraid of heights at all. In fact, he enjoys it quite a lot. At night, we see Tanguang walking through a forest where a poisonous snake appears in front of her. So Luji saves her from that snake. Anyway, then a leech gets on Tanguang's neck. So Luji saves Tanguang from this too. He says, "This is poisonous, so I have to treat you quickly." Then he says, "To remove the poison, I will have to suck on your neck. Don't feel shy. We are strangers, and we will never meet again anyway." After this, Luji sucks on her neck. After this, Luji comes out of the tent and thinks, "In my childhood, I also had a classmate named Lucky Tang. Maybe this is her." The next day, they really don't meet each other and go their separate ways. Actually, Tanguang used to study abroad. So now, after many years, she has come to her grandma's house in China. There is a person named John there. He shows her legal documents where it is mentioned that grandma has rented this house to him. So Tanguang says, "Won't you feel bad if you don't let a girl stay for one night and she gets killed on the street or something bad happens to her?" John feels mercy for Tanguang and thinks she is probably helpless and lets her stay. But the next day, Tanguang is decorating the house with all her things, and seeing all this, John gets angry. Then Tanguang's grandma explains to her, "I will find another place for you." But Tanguang doesn't agree, and John also respects grandma a lot. So he lets Tanguang stay, but he tells Tanguang, "You will have to pay the utility bills here." After this, we see a person named Albert who is talking to his wife on a video call. Then he is looking at Tanguang's picture. Actually, he is Tanguang's ex-boyfriend. After this, we see Luji, who is sitting on a staircase eating candy. Actually, in his childhood, he used to come here with Tang, and he often comes here to remember those memories. After this, John finds out that Tanguang is very stingy, so that the electricity bill doesn't get too high. She tells John to keep the geyser on less. Now, after fighting with John, Tanguang thinks about Albert. The next day, she goes out, where she sees a senior from her college, Hi-Chow. But because Tanguang wore spectacles in college and had a different hairstyle, Hi-Chow doesn't recognize her. After this, Tanguang sees John and starts disturbing him. Looking at a shop's tortoise, she says, "Its face is exactly like your face." Then she buys that tortoise and names it Dimple. After this, John and Tanguang become friends. They eat food together. Tanguang feels sad thinking about Albert. In reality, Albert had left her and married a rich girl. Then Tanguang had told her mom, "I don't want to struggle so much in the USA. I want to go to China and lead a simple life." Then she fought with her mom and came to China. Now, currently, Tanguang doesn't have a job, so John tells her, "I will get you a job." Then John tells her to go to his company. There, her interview doesn't go well because neither her CV is good nor does she have any experience, so John plays a trick. He tells the interviewer, "I found out maybe she is an acquaintance of Luji." Now we find out that this company belongs to Luji, and John is the manager here. Then, hearing this from John, Jessica gets scared. She hires Tanguang. Then, a girl named Ming D teaches Tanguang the receptionist's job. This job is very easy and simple. On that side, Luji is telling John, "We have to beat Hi-Chow's company." Actually, John is Hi-Chow's brother. But because these two don't get along, John started working in Luji's company instead of Hi-Chow's company. Now, Hi-Chow and Luji are working on a hash project. Now, the control of this hash project is in Albert's hands. After this, we see Hi-Chow, who is a very flirty type of guy. He even flirts with his secretary. Hi-Chow's smile is so dangerous that any girl would fall for him on the first day just by seeing his smile. After this, we see Tanguang, who takes admission in a role-play training center because she wants to learn communication skills. Now, Luji is also admitted here as a student because he actually wants to hire an expert role-play employee for himself from here. Now here, Luji and Tanguang have to become each other's partners. Both have to act in a very weird way, like behaving like an animal. Then, they both have to hug each other. And they hug each other so tightly that everyone finds their acting real, and everyone praises them. But Tanguang feels very awkward and leaves from there. But while leaving, she leaves her diary behind. So later, Luji picks up her diary and takes it home. While reading that diary, he understands that she is his childhood friend, Lucky Tang. On that side, Tanguang realizes that she has lost her diary. Now, she has come to dinner with John, but she loves her diary a lot, so she immediately goes out to search for her diary. Here, Luji's dog sees the diary and starts licking it. Because it has a lot of stickers on it, he also eats a little bit of the diary. Seeing this, Luji gets very angry at the dog. He yells at him and says, "Get out!" And after this, he sits on the couch and cries over his own condition. Anyway, on the other side, Tanguang thinks, how do I get the diary from Luji? Then she comes to her company, and here she finds out that Luji is the boss of this company. She is shocked to hear this. The stranger she was not supposed to meet turned out to be her company's boss. Then, Hi-Chow comes to that company. He tells Luji, leave the hash project, or I'll take some projects, you take some projects. Luji does not agree to this. John also does not agree to this. Now, Hi-Chow's secretary is about to show a proposal on the laptop, but suddenly, the laptop starts malfunctioning. Luji's office IT professionals come, but they can't do anything. Hi-Chow gives an insulting smile because no one in Luji's company is capable of solving this bug. Now, Jean also doesn't solve this issue because he won't touch his brother's laptop. Then Tanguang comes there, and seeing this scenario, she sits down to fix the laptop. Seeing her like this, Hi-Chow remembers his university time. At that time, Tanguang had solved his laptop issue just like this. Hi-Chow remembers that this is Tanguang. Now here, after solving the laptop issue, Tanguang leaves, giving John the opportunity to take credit. Later, Tanguang has to go downstairs for some work. Now, Hi-Chow is waiting for her downstairs. As soon as Tanguang arrives, he calls her Ella because she was called by this name in university. He says, I didn't recognize you at first, but you must have surely recognized me. Just then, Hi-Chow's secretary, Lynn, feels jealous and tries to take Hi-Chow away from there, saying there's another appointment. Anyway, then Luji is thinking, how does Hi-Chow know Tanguang? And Tanguang repeatedly appearing in front of me like this and her working in my company, all of this is planned. On that side, Jean tells Tanguang, if you solve these computer issues, you will get to play games on my system. Then she solves everything and starts playing games. Now, Jean has understood, thinking, this girl is a computer genius. So John says, from now on, I will take care of your food, and then asks, where were you abroad? Tanguang says, there. I used to work in a company named Hash. I was a computer programmer there. Now Tanguang says, I returned to China because I wasn't feeling like working for a few days. On that side, Hi-Chow tells Albert, I will call all the students from China who were in that university in the USA for a reunion. Here, Ming D tells Tanguang, this is John. He is a very close friend of Luji. Don't do anything wrong in front of him, otherwise Luji's anger will fall on you. After this, Hi-Chow tells Lin, find out why Tanguang, despite being so educated, is working there as a receptionist. But in her heart, Lin starts feeling jealous of Tanguang because she likes Hi-Chow. On that side, Luji gets angry at Tanguang because she hasn't made his favorite coffee. Now Tanguang closes the room door and says to Luji, when will you return my diary? Luji says, okay, I will bring it tomorrow. But now, Luji keeps suspecting that Tanguang has come on some mission. After this, we see Tanguang and John playing with swords at a place. Hi-Chow also arrives there. He sees them both together and doesn't like seeing them together. When he finds out that Tanguang is John's junior, he gets even angrier. Then there is a sword fight between Hi-Chow and John, where John loses. Because he lost in front of a girl, he gets angry and leaves from there. So Hi-Chow has to drop Tanguang home. Now, before dropping her home, they both talk a lot. Hi-Chow starts showing interest in Tanguang. He raises his hand to touch her hair, but then makes an excuse. I am removing a mosquito. After returning home, John gets angry at Tanguang because she returned with Hi-Chow. Tanguang gets angry back and says, you left me there. I am new here. What if someone had killed me on the way? The next day, Luji again doesn't bring the diary, and Tanguang fights with him. But Luji's assistant takes Tanguang out of the room. After this, Luji tells John, you test Tanguang. He said this because he thinks Tanguang is a computer genius. Anyway, then John tells Tanguang, give wrong answers to all the questions so that no one finds out who you really are. Now, Tanguang has made flowcharts well for a project. Luji is looking at all of them. On that side, Hi-Chow's secretary gives him the news that Tanguang's ex-boyfriend was Albert. He had cheated on Tanguang and married a rich girl. Then, Hi-Chow goes to his house. He opens a letter written by Tanguang during university time. Actually, before Albert, Tanguang had a crush on Hi-Chow. So Hi-Chow reads that letter and becomes very happy. But in reality, there is a lot of difference between university life and current life. On that side, Jean comes to Luji and says, look, Tanguang has given all the wrong answers. She doesn't even know how to use Microsoft properly. Luji says, oh, then how did she make these flowcharts? Jean says, we learned this in school itself. After this, Ming D and another person's hard drives get exchanged. Now, because Ming D can't open the files on that drive, she formats the drive. Now this matter reaches the CEO. So a manager scolds the receptionists a lot. Now Tanguang has to show her skills and recover the data. Now, Luji is not as tough as he looks. He feels bad that the receptionists were troubled so much. After this, Tanguang again talks to Luji about her diary. Luji says, "Become my secretary for 15 days. Then you will get your diary." After this, Tanguang becomes his special secretary. She starts sitting in the office with her back towards Luji, but Luji sets the chair in such a way that he can see Tanguang's face. Now, then Luji tells her to go to the reception and tells her to come here 1 hour before leaving. Now Tanguang comes to Luji's cabin 1 hour before leaving. Luji gives her a lot of work and says, "Finish this within 1 hour or else you won't get to leave." Then he falls asleep sitting on the couch. Tanguang finishes the work using her computer skills. After this, she and Hi-Chow are at a reunion party. There she sees Albert. Both of them just behave like classmates. Later, Albert holds Tanguang's hand. But before he says anything, Hi-Chow takes Tanguang for dinner. Here, Tanguang also meets other people and they are all surprised to know that Tanguang is just a receptionist. After this, Albert's wife comes there. She is very bold. She comes here and insults Tanguang. She says, "She wants to steal my husband from me when she used to work in my dad's company." Even then if something went wrong, an old person used to support her. Tanguang doesn't care about old or young. She is just interested in men, no matter what their age is. Tanguang feels very bad about this. She leaves from there crying. Luji is behind her. Now Tanguang needs to cry, but she doesn't have a tissue. Luji tells her to use her dress. Now Tanguang doesn't have enough courage to ruin her costly dress. So, she takes permission from Luji and wipes her tears and also her nose on his shirt. Anyway, then Luji doesn't say anything to Tanguang because he has understood that Tanguang is coming from somewhere hurt. After this, they both sit at a place. Tanguang's foot gets twisted, so Luji says, "I will carry you in my arms." Then he carries her on his back. On that side, Hi-Chow is worried about Tanguang, so he calls John and asks, "Did Tanguang reach home?" John gets angry and says, "What did you do to her?" Hi-Chow says, "I didn't do anything." Now here, Luji drops Tanguang home. Seeing her, John gives her food. Now, a friend of John had died, so he finds his friend in Tanguang. The next day, Tanguang thinks she will forget the previous night. Here, Albert's wife sees a bracelet that Tanguang had given to Albert. She throws that bracelet in the dustbin. Now, Albert is henpecked, so he can't even say anything to her. On that side, Ming D has to participate in a show, so she goes for a photo shoot. There, a cameraman takes her photo in a very wrong way, so Tanguang and Jean protest against this. Now, Jean is also a photographer, so he clicks Ming D's photos. Then, they go for lunch. Ming D asks, "Is there something between you two?" They both clarify, "We are just housemates." After this, Tanguang steals candies from the table. These candies belong to Luji. Luji catches her, and as a punishment, he gives her a questionnaire to solve. When it comes back solved, he sees Tanguang's handwriting and understands that she is his childhood friend, Lucky Tang. Now Tanguang goes home and thinks with a cool mind how Luji took care of her that day. He even let her wipe her tears on his shirt, so she should say thank you to Luji. The next day, she takes a gift for Luji. Luji tells her, "Keep it on the table." Later, he goes to open it excitedly, but whenever he goes to open it, someone or the other comes. Over there, Hi-Chow tells his secretary, "A friend of mine has a birthday coming up. I need to buy a gift for her. You come shopping with me." Now they both come for shopping, and Hi-Chow puts a necklace on the secretary's neck to see how it looks. Now the secretary thinks, "My birthday is coming. Maybe he will buy a gift for me." Then Hi-Chow buys that necklace for her. On that side, Luji gets time and opens the gift box. He sees that it contains the socks that he had given Tanguang to wear on the party night because she couldn't wear sandals due to a sprain in her foot. After this, we see Hi-Chow's secretary, who thinks, "Hi-Chow didn't even wish me a happy birthday." But then Hi-Chow comes there and wishes her. Actually, besides being an employee, Hi-Chow and his secretary have been friends for a long time. Here, we see Luji and Tanguang, and Tanguang comes to a treehouse. She tells the tree, "Luji took so much care of me that day." Luji secretly hears these things and becomes very happy. Then Tanguang is at her home. Hi-Chow calls her downstairs for a drink. She starts to go there but doesn't tell John because these two brothers don't get along. But John gets suspicious and starts following her. When Tanguang comes downstairs, Hi-Chow tells her, "Sorry for the day of the party," and then he asks Tanguang to fix a drive. Tanguang agrees. Then she returns to her room, and John says, "Hi-Chow is not a good guy. He walks around with a dangerous smile and is a cheating kind of guy. But as always, Tanguang ignores his words. Here, Luji gives his dog 2 papers. On one is written that he should tell Tanguang everything, that he is her childhood friend, and on the other paper is written that he should not tell her anything. His dog chooses the paper where it is written. He should tell her everything. So Luji thinks that if he normally asks Tanguang to go to dinner, she will refuse. That's why he has to order her to go to dinner like a boss. Only then she will go. Over there, Hi-Chow thinks about his assistant, that when Hi-Chow was starting this company, his assistant was with him as a friend, and she is still with him now. And back then, they both celebrated their birthdays with each other. On that side, Luji orders Tanguang, "Today, you will go to dinner with me. Otherwise, you know what will happen to your diary." So Tanguang has to obey Luji. When they both go to dinner, Luji takes Tanguang to his house. As soon as they enter the house, a big dog comes, which scares Tanguang. Luji tells her, "Why don't you take him for a walk for some time? Until then, I will cook the food." After this, Luji gives food to Tanguang. Tanguang thinks, he cooked this food alone. He might kill me by feeding me this. Then she eats that food and likes it. After this, from her expression, Luji understands that she liked the food. Then Luji shows her a diary and says, "This diary also has a cover like your diary. My dog ruined your diary a little. That's why you should keep this new diary." Tanguang gets angry and doesn't agree with him. Luji says, "You have 2 options. Either take this diary, or else that's my dog. He is the culprit. Do whatever you want with him." After this, Luji is looking at a glass doll. Actually, in childhood, Luji and Tanguang used to look at this same glass doll. But Luji doesn't remind Tanguang anything about their childhood. Anyway, then Luji drops Tanguang home, and Tanguang says, "You look good when you smile like this. You are always angry. That's why whenever you smile, you look good." Luji likes this. So the next day he goes to the office and talks nicely to others. Whenever he talks, even if he is angry, he still talks with a smile. He also says hello to the receptionist with a smile. Anyway, then Luji keeps smiling all the time. Tanguang says, "You don't look cute, but cringe." After this, the company's systems get hacked. John thinks that Tanguang might be involved in this because she had a hard drive of Hi-Chow's. Now, Luji also thinks that Tanguang might be involved in this because he also remembers that Hi-Chow had given Tanguang a hard drive for work. Now, Luji says, "An emergency is announced in the office. Everyone will have to work overtime." Then, Luji tells John, "Resolve everything not in 1 hour but in 30 minutes. Now Tanguang explains to John, "I didn't do anything. Trust me." Then Tanguang and John together recover the company's data. Now, because Albert is also connected with this company, he also gets an advantage from this. Now he comes to the reception and asks about Tanguang, but Tanguang has taken sick leave. Now Albert tells Luji, "Actually, we, Tanguang and Hi-Chow, studied at the same university." After this, Luji goes to John and says, "You knew about Tanguang's reality. Still, you didn't tell me anything." Then Luji goes to Tanguang and says, "You know Hi-Chow and Albert. You studied at such a big university. You are a computer genius. You hid all these things." Now Luji thinks that Tanguang is definitely involved in this cyber attack. After this, Tanguang comes and asks Luji for leave because she actually has to go to dinner with Hi-Chow. Luji also thinks that Tanguang is going to dinner with Hi-Chow. Now Luji shows his anger towards Tanguang. He says, "I think you, along with Hi-Chow, orchestrated this cyber attack on this company." Then Tanguang also gets angry and starts saying, "You can check my system, check everything, but let me go." Anyway, then Tanguang leaves from there, and Luji secretly follows her. Then he sees that Tanguang is indeed going with Hi-Chow. Now Hi-Chow brings her to a restaurant. He is about to feed her steak with his own hands, but Tanguang doesn't let him get so close to her. After some time, Hi-Chow says, "If you want, you can join my company. I said this so that I can see you every day." Tanguang says, "Give me some time to think." Then they are about to return. In the car, Hi-Chow gifts Tanguang a bracelet. He says, "Once you fixed a bug in my system, this gift is for that. And if you want, you can also gift me something on my birthday." Now Hi-Chow says so much that Tanguang has to accept the gift he gave. When Tanguang returns to the office, Luji wants to meet her. He asks Tanguang, "Who did you go out with?" Tanguang says, "You saw it yourself." After this, they are about to come down from the elevator, but the elevator starts having some issues. Then it gets dark there. Tanguang gets scared. To calm her down, Luji kisses her. When the elevator opens, everyone sees them kissing. Ming D makes them both run away from there and scolds everyone, saying, "Nobody will take a video of this." Then Jean comes there and thinks, "What's the matter?" So Ming D tells him, "Actually, Luji has kissed Tanguang." Hearing this, John goes to Luji and says, "How did you kiss her?" Luji says, "I was just helping her." Now, Luji still has lipstick on his lips, so John says, "Rub the lipstick off your mouth." Now, John is at home. He says to Tanguang, "Tell me, did Luji force you to kiss him? He is my friend, but still, I will leave his company and take revenge on him too." Tanguang feels good because John has now become a good friend of hers. She says, "He kissed me to calm me down. It's not his fault." Then Tanguang tells John about the time she met Luji while traveling before. Then she also tells him about her diary. The next day, Tanguang comes to the office and tells Luji, "If you think I am a spy, you are wrong, because my intentions are very clear." Further, she says, "If you want, you can have me investigated." Now she starts packing her things because Luji had said that she can now leave her job as his secretary and return to her job as a receptionist. But here, Luji doesn't let her pack her things. He says, "If you pack your things, I will damage your diary. I just want you to not talk about work-related matters with people from our competitor company." Now Tanguang also agrees to this, and then Luji gives her a candy to eat. After this, we see Ming D and Jean. Ming D is taking great care of Jean. She brings him coffee. She wipes his face. Just then, Tanguang comes into the room and they both get a little shocked. And in all this, Ming D's lipstick gets on Jean's face. Tanguang also sees this lipstick mark. After some time, Luji sees that mark on Jean's face and thinks, "Now I will take revenge." He tells Jean, "Look at your face in the mirror." Anyway, then we see Tanguang and Hi-Chow in a restaurant. Hi-Chow says, "You can think about joining my company." Tanguang says, "No, I don't want to proceed with this right now." On that side, we see Luji's ex-girlfriend, Ling. She still misses Luji and is secretly watching him. And here, Hi-Chow gets very drunk. So he gives Tanguang his credit card key and tells her, "Take me home." But somehow it seems like he is faking it. Here, Jean starts to worry about Tanguang. He calls Luji and asks, "Is someone with you?" Now, his dog is with him, so he replies, "Yes." So John says, "Leave that poor girl alone." At this, Luji understands that Tanguang has gone somewhere, so he goes out to find her. And just then, Ling secretly enters his apartment. Here, Hi-Chow starts over-dramatizing. He pretends that his health is deteriorating. He secretly takes off his shirt. Then Tanguang sees him in a shirtless state. Now John calls Lynn and asks, "Who is Hi-Chow with? Is he with Tanguang by any chance?" Lynn lies. "He was with me because it's my job to protect him." Here we see Ling, who goes to Luji's house and remembers old memories. When she was in college, she had fallen for Luji. Because she was a very beautiful girl, she thought Luji would fall for her. And something like that does happen. After this, the scene comes to the present time, and Ling sees a girl's photo in Luji's house, and she clicks a picture of that girl. Here, Tanguang's condition is bad. She makes Hi-Chow wear a t-shirt. Then Hi-Chow falls asleep, and she puts a blanket on him. Now Tanguang finds an album in this room, and wherever there is a photo of Tanguang, something like a poetry is written with it. Actually, it is Hi-Chow's plan for Tanguang to see this album. Now, because the house door is locked, Tanguang cannot get out of the house and falls asleep on the sofa. On that side, Lin sees Luji on the road and forcibly takes him for a drink. She says, "Tanguang drank with Hi-Chow. Now we don't need to go to his house to see what they are both doing. If Tanguang loves you, she will find you. And similarly, Hi-Chow will also find me." Over there in the morning, Tanguang wakes up from her sleep and Hi-Chow has cooked food for her. Then he goes to drop Tanguang at the office. After this, when Tanguang goes to Luji's office, Luji doesn't even talk to her because she was with Hi-Chow last night. Now Tanguang goes to John's office, and John asks, "Were you with Hi-Chow last night?" Tanguang says, "I was just helping him because he was very drunk." John says, "He doesn't get drunk with a little bit of drink. Maybe he was acting." Now Luji's secretary is secretly listening to their conversation. In the course of their conversation, he finds out that Jian and Tanguang are roommates. He goes and tells Luji, "I know you like Tanguang. I want to tell you today that she was with Hi-Chow last night and is in a live-in relationship with John." Hearing this, Luji gets angry. When Tanguang comes, he says, "You are playing both brothers." Now Tanguang gets angry because Luji has talked about her character. Then she leaves from there. Now John comes here and tells Luji, "Tanguang was just helping Hi-Chow because he was drunk. And we and Tanguang are not in any live-in relationship. If you love her, then be a man and go tell her about your feelings." Now Luji is not ready to believe that he likes Tanguang. Here, Ling meets Hi-Chow, and she shows him a girl's photo. Seeing the photo, Hi-Chow tells her, "This is Tanguang, who is a receptionist at Luji's company, but she has worked in a big company and studied at a big university." Now Ling thinks that Tanguang is working as a receptionist in this company to seduce Luji, and she doesn't like this. Hi-Chow feels good because now someone has come between Tanguang and Luji, and his path can be clear now. After this, Hi-Chow forcibly takes Tanguang to eat. He says, "If you are angry at someone, take that anger out on the food." So Tanguang starts eating. After this, Hi-Chow talks to Tanguang very nicely. He knows how to win people's hearts. Tanguang also slowly starts to feel good. Now Hi-Chow starts looking at her diary. He sees an aquarium in her diary. To fix Tanguang's mood, Hi-Chow takes her to an aquarium. There they see the marine life and Tanguang's mood slowly starts to get better. Here, John explains to Luji, I and Tanguang live in separate rooms. There is nothing between us. And if something had happened with Hi-Chow because I live with her, I would definitely know. Luji asks, and where was she last night? Zhen lies, she was at home. Now Luji feels ashamed of his words and says, please apologize to her on my behalf. Over there, Hi-Chow is in the car with Tanguang. He is about to say I like you to her, but Tanguang somehow tries to overlook it. So Hi-Chow also understands, thinking Tanguang is not mentally ready now, so he just sees Tanguang off. Here, Ling is not able to forget Luji. She was abroad for so many days. Besides being Luji's ex, she is also a shareholder in his company. Now, because she wants to re-enter Luji's life, she meets Jessica and starts gathering information about Tanguang. She feels bad seeing the elevator kissing video of Tanguang and Luji. She decides that she will kick Tanguang out of Luji's life and make a place for herself in Luji's life. Here, John tells Tanguang, Luji is apologizing to you. Forgive him. Luji's heart doesn't melt with her words. John says, it seems you have feelings for him. Then John shows Tanguang a childhood photo of Luji. Here, Tanguang recognizes Luji, and this Luji was her childhood love, but she tells Tanguang, promise me that you won't let Luji know that I have recognized him. After this, Tanguang remains angry at Luji, so she makes a hedgehog image of him and throws arrows at it. This gives her some peace. Now John sends this arrow-throwing video to Luji. Luji is standing right below her house. He is making some airplanes and throwing them onto Tanguang's balcony. Tanguang accepts Luji's apology. Now she doesn't come directly in front of Luji, but we can tell from her eyes that she has forgiven him. The next day at the office, Ling comes and goes to hug Luji. Luji ignores her, so Ling goes to Tanguang. Now Ling goes and tells Tanguang, Luji and I are partners. We were just apart for 1 to 2 years, but we are still boyfriend and girlfriend. So you should leave this office or else I will humiliate you and kick you out. Now Luji grabs Ling's hand and starts to take her outside. At this, Ling gives him a kiss on his cheek and leaves. Now Luji comes to Tanguang. Seeing the lipstick mark on Luji's cheek, Tanguang gets very angry. Then she leaves from there. After this, she really wants to go and tell Luji everything that is on her mind. So she starts heading towards his house. Here, when Luji returns home, he sees that Ling is in his house. She has worn Luji's shirt and has also cooked food. Luji had never thought that she would stoop so low. Now Tanguang also arrives there, and Ling is getting close to Luji to show off to her. So Tanguang feels bad and leaves from there. Going home, she locks herself in a room. Now Luji goes to meet her. Here, Hi-Chow has also gotten a chance to meet Tanguang because one of Tanguang's things was left in his car. Now Luji goes into Tanguang's house, but Tanguang doesn't meet him. She tells John, if you are my real friend, then get him out of here. John has to do just that. Now Hi-Chow also comes there. He calls out, and Tanguang opens the door, and taking that thing from him, she says, I need to rest, and then goes inside the room. Now Hi-Chow comes to Luji and says, come to my house. Now because Ling is at Luji's house, he also goes to Hi-Chow's house. There, Hi-Chow slowly explains to him that if Luji is his school friend, then Hi-Chow is Tanguang's college friend. If he has kissed her, then she has stayed a night in Hi-Chow's apartment. So, Luji is not the only special one for Tanguang. After this, Luji gets very drunk and falls asleep. A call from Ling comes on his phone, which Hi-Chow picks up. Ling says, I have left that house. Now, Luji can return there. Hi-Chow gives this same message to Luji. The next day, Tanguang's mood is off. Luji finds out from people that Tanguang is on the rooftop. He goes there. Tanguang gives him a resignation letter. Luji says, will you not let me explain even once? Tanguang says, whatever you say will be right and true. But after the ups and downs that have happened to me in this company, it is better for me to be alone. Later, we see Luji and John. John says, you didn't even stop Tanguang. Do something. Luji asks, was Tanguang with Hi-Chow that night? John says, yes, but she was just helping him. Here we see that Hi-Chow has given Tanguang a pass to Wonderland. Tanguang uses that pass to go to Wonderland. A friend of Hi-Chow's present in Wonderland informs him of this. After this, Hi-Chow comes to that Wonderland. He has a lot of fun with Tanguang. He says, I am your friend. Whenever you are upset, tell me, I will play with you. Then he asks Tang Shuang to visit his company. Here, Luji searches for Tang Shuang everywhere. During this, he finds the same cactus from the trash that Tang Shuang had brought for him. Actually, Ling, being jealous of Tang Shuang, had thrown this cactus in the trash. Now Luji keeps that cactus. After this, Hi-Chow brings Tang Shuang to his company. He tells Lin, show Tang Shuang around the company. Now, Lin doesn't like Tang Shuang anyway, so she makes an excuse of work and leaves her alone. Here, John plans a dinner. He invites Ming D. He also invites Tang Shuang and secretly calls Luji as well. Now, when Luji comes to the house, Tang Shuang doesn't talk to him. On top of that, she leaves small slippers for Luji and uses big slippers herself. Here, John sends Luji to the kitchen to cook. With him, of course, he was going to send Tang Shuang to help. So now Ming D tells Tang Shuang, please agree to help Luji in the kitchen so that Jian and I can spend some quality time together. Now Tang Shuang has to do this for her friend. Now, Jian has installed a camera in the kitchen. With that camera, he and Ming D watch what Tang Shuang and Luji are doing. In the kitchen, Luji blocks Tang Shuang's way. He tells her, there is nothing between me and Ling. That day, Ling just made a plan and plotted that. Now, just as Luji was looking at Tang Shuang, John starts looking at Ming D so that he looks like a hero. Here, while chopping vegetables, Tang Shuang's hair is coming on her face, so Luji puts a hair clip in her hair. Now Tang Shuang starts feeling mercy for Luji. She takes off her slippers and gives them to Luji, because until now, Luji was walking in small slippers. On that side, Lin is very angry because while dropping Tang Shuang home, Hi-Chow becomes very late, and because of him, the clients have to wait for a very long time. Here, everyone sits down to eat where Luji is being very caring. He even peels a prawn for Tang Shuang. After this, everyone decides to play truth and dare. Luji and Tang Shuang refuse, but Jian calls them cowards. Then Luji and Tang Shuang agree to play the game. In this game, everyone finds out that John's ex was with him for only a few days because he was weak when it came to girls. After this, it's Luji's turn. Tang Shuang is very drunk and asks him, tell me the truth. Is my cactus better or the last one? Meaning, until now, Tang Shuang is somehow comparing herself with Ling. So Ming D signals Luji, and Luji gives the correct answer that Tang Shuang's is better. Then Tang Shuang and Luji get very drunk, and both admit that they have known each other from before. After this, Luji's secretary comes and takes him away because Luji is very drunk. Tang Shuang goes to her room and sleeps. Ming D is going out of the house, so John lets her sleep in his bedroom, and he himself sleeps on the sofa. After this, Luji clicks a picture with that cactus. He also makes a video and says, look, Tang Shuang, I have kept your cactus safe. Don't be angry. Here, John accidentally goes into Ming D's room while sleeping and falls asleep. The next day when they both wake up, they both start screaming. Hearing the screaming, Tang Shuang comes there and sees them both, and it is a very embarrassing moment. After this, everyone goes to Wonderland. Here, Hi-Chow is talking a lot with Tang Shuang. Now there is a rope skipping competition between Luji and Hi-Chow, and it seems like they are doing this to win Tang Shuang. But this game ends in a draw. Lin doesn't like that Hi-Chow is doing all this for Tang Shuang. Then Luji throws rings and wins a toy which he gives to Tang Shuang, but Tang Shuang doesn't accept that toy at all. Now Hi-Chow says that he too will win the best toy, but he can't do anything, and Lin makes a lot of fun of him. After this, Tang Shuang is dressed as a chicken, and a competition starts between Luji and Hi-Chow as to who can protect Tang Shuang in a better way. Now here, another team comes and stops them. Its team members say, why don't we play some other games? Then they play Maze Runner. At one point, Hi-Chow, Tang Shuang, and Luji get caught. So Hi-Chow sacrifices himself and lets Luji and Tang Shuang go. And he himself goes and stands on the stairs and calls out, I am dumb. Now Hi-Chow sends the photo and location of this place to Ling. Now Ling understands, thinking, they are in kids' land. Here, Hi-Chow gets a bouquet for Tang Shuang. Luji is also preparing a surprise, and just then, he gets a call from Ling. When Luji goes outside, he sees Ling sitting there. Ling threatens him that Luji has to go to dinner with her, or else she will go inside and ruin Tang Shuang's party. So Luji has to go with her, and he calls John and says, I'm stuck in some work and won't be able to come. So over there, Tang Shuang thinks about Luji but can't ask anyone. Now everyone just celebrates her birthday. Over there, Luji brings the car to a place and locks Ling in the car. And then he calls his secretary and says, bring the spare keys and take whoever is in this car somewhere far away. Here, after the party, Hi-Chow is going to drop Tang Shuang home. So John stops him and says, you will drop me. Lin will drop the girls. After this, John tells Hi-Chow, I know you like Tang Shuang, but she is not your type. You are a playboy, and she is a simple girl. Even if you get her, you will keep your behavior the same. You will flirt with other girls, and she will feel bad. Hi-Chow says, I love her. I don't flirt with anyone. I just talk politely. Now Lynn didn't know that today is Tang Shuang's birthday, so from her side, she treats her to a spa treatment. Later, she calls her and says, "Take any treatment, and by the way, Luji is worried about you, so you can think about him." Actually, Lynn wants Tang Shuang not to join Hi-Chow's company. Then Luji is calling Tang Shuang, but his call doesn't connect. So Luji calls John, and John tells him, "Party's over, everyone has gone back." So Luji goes to John's house to meet him. Going there, he tells everything truthfully. If I hadn't gone with Ling then, she would have gone and ruined Tang Shuang's party. John feels mercy for him and says, "You should tell Tang Shuang everything truthfully and also say that you love her." On that side, Ming D asks Tang Shuang, "When did you realize that you love Luji?" Tang Shuang starts thinking about the moments spent with Luji. After this, when she returns home, Luji blocks her way. Then he asks her, "Did anything happen between you and Hi-Chow that day?" Tang Shuang says, "I am not that kind of girl. Nothing happened." She starts getting very angry, so Luji kisses her. Then Luji says, "Still, don't you understand what feelings I have inside me?" Tang Shuang is happy but shows her anger towards him and says, "How did you kiss me without permission?" The next day, Ming D and Tang Shuang are talking about how Tang Shuang will now shift to Ming D's house. After this, Luji goes to his childhood shop, and Tang Shuang is also there. Now Tang Shuang doesn't get angry at him, and both of them admit here that they are school best friends. Then Tang Shuang starts teaching him to draw a fish, just like she used to draw in childhood. After this, Jian, Ming D, Tang Shuang, and Luji are at a place. Tang Shuang and Luji go to a treehouse. Here Luji says, "Take revenge on me for everything I did to you." Then he goes to kiss Tang Shuang. But Tang Shuang is not in this mood now, so she hits Luji on the head to take revenge. After this, they are both sleeping together in a field, and Tang Shuang tells Luji about her shifting. So Luji says, "You shift to my house." Tang Shuang says, "Then some other girl will come and throw me out." So Luji says, "I am so handsome that you and all the other girls fall for me." Then they both have a lot of fun. On the other side, Ling tells Hi-Chow that she can't move on from Luji. Hi-Chow says, "Then you tell Luji, either he fires Tang Shuang from the job or you remove your share from his company." Now Ling gets very drunk, so Hi-Chow calls Lynn. He tells her, "You drop her home and I called you because I want to eat noodles made by you." Now Lynn gets angry that he has come with a girl again. Now at home, Lynn makes noodles, and Hi-Chow understands that she is angry, so he says, "Actually, I went to meet Ling and told her to remove her share from Luji's company. And you were the one who said that if Ling removes her share from his company, it will benefit us." So Lynn understands that Hi-Chow had gone for work, and she calms down a bit. On that side, Jian finds out that Tang Shuang is shifting to Ming D's house. Tang Shuang tries to make sure John is not angry, but John says, "If you have any issue, you could have told me. Ming D's house is small anyway." And then John gets angry and leaves from there. The next day, he doesn't go to pick up Ming D, he just sends a car for her. In the office too, John doesn't say good morning to her. After this, Ming D finds out that John is angry because of Tang Shuang's shifting. Tang Shuang says, "John must be thinking I am so narrow-minded." Just then, Jessica arrives, who is working for Ling. She thinks, "This Tang is back in this company again." After this, Tang Shuang agrees to work with Luji on one condition, that Luji will give her coffee every day. Now Luji fills 2 cups, so everyone thinks he is taking coffee for John. On that side, Ming D tries to pacify John, but he ignores Ming D. So Luji gives Tang Shuang an idea. "You tell Ming D to go to the swimming sector. Today, John and I are also going there." After this, Ming D looks attractive wearing a swimsuit, but John doesn't even come for her. All her money is wasted. Tang Shuang gives her an idea. "Tomorrow you take John to the office on a cycle." Ming D doesn't know much about cycling, so she falls. John sees her and goes to her. Then he kisses her forehead and says, "Never do this." Here, Luji brings coffee for Tang Shuang. Tang Shuang sticks a message on the coffee cup. Now we find out that they are both making an app together. This app is for those people who didn't enjoy their childhood. Just then, Ling arrives here. She says, "I have to talk about something important related to work. Send this girl out." Luji says, "If it's related to work, then she won't go out." Ling starts shouting. She says, "I want to join this company, and I want this girl's desk." Luji says, "If you like this place, then you can take it. I will shift the office somewhere else." Ling says, "I am the second biggest shareholder of this company. I will withdraw all my shares." Now Tang Shuang takes action. She says, "I don't want this desk. My place is in the heart. After this, Ling and Jessica are talking. Jessica says, Tanguang is close to John and Ming D. Ling says, why not use Ming D? After this, Tanguang is about to leave her house, so John helps her with packing. Tanguang remembers the moments she spent with John in this house. After this, we see Luji and Tanguang. They are both playing like children in a park. After this, Ling calls Ming D to meet. She says, you stay with Tanguang and become my spy. You will be paid money. Ming D refuses to do this. Now everyone was secretly listening to all this. Now Ling teases Ming D. She says, you think Jean loves you? He will just use you and leave you. Ming D says, I don't know if he loves me or not, but the day I understand that I am becoming a burden in his life, that day, I will leave his life. Now John comes forward and kisses Ming D, saying, I will always love Ming D. After this, we see Hi-Chow. He is worried about his brother because one day when Ming D fell off the cycle, John came and consoled her by kissing her forehead. But someone takes a video of their moments. This video goes viral, so Hi-Chow thinks maybe this girl is deliberately trapping John by doing all this. Anyway, then on that side, Luji says, I can't confess all this. I explained to Tanguang with my actions that I love her. John says, but you will have to do this. After this, Tanguang comes to meet Hi-Chow for dinner. Here, a showpiece in Hi-Chow's house breaks because of her, so Tanguang arranges a similar showpiece from somewhere and gives it to Hi-Chow. This makes Hi-Chow happy and he hugs her. John and Ming D are making a video of this, and then they send this video to Luji. Now Hi-Chow is about to say, I like you, to Tanguang, but Tanguang stops him. Here we find out that a party is being thrown by the hash company, and Hi-Chow asks Tanguang to go there as his partner. Tanguang doesn't agree because she doesn't want to face Albert there. Just then, Luji comes there and starts dragging Tanguang away. Tanguang gets angry and says, what right do you have to do this? Luji says, you may not like Hi-Chow, but he definitely likes you. And don't you understand my behaviors? Do I do this with everyone? Then Luji reminds Tanguang of how he cares for her, how he is concerned for her. So Tanguang kisses him and says, I will also explain with my behavior that I also love you. On the other side, Lin and Ling are very drunk. Lin calls Hi-Chow. Here, Luji gets a call from Ling. Actually, a waiter has called from Ling's phone. Ling has deleted all the numbers from her phone and has only kept Luji's number, so the waiter dials that number. Now Luji doesn't agree to go to Ling, but Tanguang says, we should go. Then Hi-Chow comes to pick up Lin and says, why did you drink so much? After this, Luji also comes there. Seeing Tanguang, Ling says, this girl has an affair with Hi-Chow, lives with John, and is using Luji. Now she starts saying more things, so Luji picks her up and takes her away from there so that Tanguang doesn't get hurt more. On that side, Hi-Chow puts Lin to sleep at her house, and he sees that Lin's phone wallpaper has a photo of him and Lin. He slowly understands that Lin likes him. Here, Luji goes to cheer up Tanguang. Tanguang feels bad that Ling has told about the different moments of her and Luji's past relationship. Now Luji tells Tanguang, I am not overlooking my past, but now you are my present and you will be my future. The next day, Luji comes to take Tanguang to the office. Now Tanguang doesn't go to the office by car, so Luji goes by bus. Now Luji has never been on a bus, so he has a little problem, but he does it for Tanguang. After this, in the office, Ling tells Luji, take me as a partner to the hash company's party. Luji refuses and says, only Tanguang will go with me to the party. Now Ling gets angry, and she goes to take out her anger on Tanguang. She goes to the reception and says, you and Ming D stand at the reception, but you people have no dressing sense. If you are so poor, then I will give you my old makeup and clothes. Use those. Now then, Ming D takes Tanguang for shopping. After this, Tanguang comes wearing a nice dress. Now, Ling deliberately tells her to attend a meeting. Here, Ling says, there is a traitor in our company who reveals details related to our company to Hi-Chow's company. Now, John and Luji are not in the company, so Ling takes advantage of this. She plays a video of Tanguang and Hi-Chow being together in front of everyone. Now, everyone is looking at Tanguang with a bad eye. Ming D forwards all these things to Luji. Luji connects there and plays the same video with audio in front of everyone, so everyone understands that Tanguang and Hi-Chow are just normal friends. Then Luji reaches that meeting and calls Tanguang his girlfriend in front of everyone. Then they both go out and start spending some time. After this, they both go shopping. Then they are at a party. Now at this party, Albert comes to meet Tanguang. As a friend, he asks her for a hug. Seeing them both hugging, Luji feels bad. Then Ling also finds a partner using her network and comes to the party with him. She goes to Tanguang and tells her, you have known Luji for only a short time. I have known him for 3 years. Just then, Luji comes there and says, you may have known me for 3 years, but currently, Tanguang is in my heart, and I am in her heart. On that side, Hi-Chow tells Ming D, we have arranged a blind date for John. Tell him to come there. Actually, Hi-Chow wants to show Ming D that she doesn't deserve John. Now Ming D gets angry and tells John, your family has arranged a blind date for you? John says, yes, but I don't listen to them. Ming D says, you introduce me to your family and make our relationship official. Now Ming D remains angry and starts to open the coat given by John. But John doesn't let her do this because he doesn't want anyone else to see Ming D except him. Actually, the boys there are already looking at Ming D. Here, Luji tells Tanguang, Ling may have known me for 3 years, but you will be with me for 30 years. So you will know me more than her. After this, Hi-Chow is shown to us. He is remembering his past. In the past, John was dating a girl. That girl was using John. Hi-Chow didn't want anything bad to happen to John, so now he had gone to set that girl straight. John had seen them both together and had told Hi-Chow, you know how to impress girls. This doesn't mean you can get with my girlfriend. Now we see Ming D, who gets a call from a celebrity manager who says, I saw your online streaming. I want to work with you. Actually, all this is Hi-Chow's plan. Then Ming D goes to meet that manager. That manager talks to her about a contract. He says, the condition of this contract is that as long as you are connected with this contract, you have to remain single. Now, the boy who was with you on the stream, is he your boyfriend? Ming D says, no. Now this is Hi-Chow's plan to see if Ming D chooses her career or acknowledges John. Here, Lynn has invited Tanguang for food. She tells Tanguang, do you like Hi-Chow? I saw the love letter you gave him. Tanguang says, that was from college time. Now I have Luji and I love him. And you should confess your feelings to Hi-Chow. Lynn says, he knows everything but pretends to be unaware. Now if I tell him everything up front, who knows? He might kick me out of his friend zone too. Then Lynn goes to her house and tells Hi-Chow, I told Tanguang everything, that you like her, and you were the one who tried to capture the hash project by clicking her picture with Albert. Then she goes to Hi-Chow and says, I have supported you every time. Now I can't leave you and get committed to someone else. And then she kisses Hi-Chow and leaves. All this is very surprising for Hi-Chow. Then we see Ming D, who gives Tanguang a special dress to wear in front of Luji. Now Luji and Tanguang go on a business trip. Hi-Chow has also gone on that trip. He sees them both there, but he can't gather the courage to go and talk to Tanguang. Here, Ming D thinks whether she should think about her career or acknowledge John. On that side, Ling has captured Luji's dog because she has the license for that dog, but she doesn't take proper care of that dog. One day, she even tells the dog to get out of the house. Now this dog gets upset and leaves that house. Later, Ling realizes it and goes out to find the dog. Here, Tanguang thinks about trying on the dress given by Ming D, but she feels awkward because this dress is quite revealing. But then she wears that dress anyway. She feels a little shy, so she wears a shirt over that dress. Now Luji comes to her room and says, today I want to massage your leg. Now he sees that Tanguang has worn a special dress for him, so he also moves forward and starts kissing her. After this, Hi-Chow gathers courage and goes to talk to Tanguang. He says, it's true that I tried to blackmail Albert by using you, but later I developed some different feelings for you. Now Tanguang says, whatever it is, you didn't do anything wrong with me. And whenever I felt sad, I found you as a friend. Then Hi-Chow says, I am happy for you and Luji. After this, everyone is returning. And just then, Luji finds out that his dog is lost. On top of that, while looking for the dog, Ling also has a car accident. So Luji goes to the hospital to see Ling. Here, Hi-Chow returns home and sees that Lin has left his company and has left a letter for him. In the letter, it is written, Hi-Chow, many girls have come into your life, but I thought in the end, I would be your life partner. But you never acknowledged my love. Now Hi-Chow understands, thinking, my love was right around me. On that side, Luji finds out that Ling has only superficial injuries and her internal organs are fine. After this, on that side, Hi-Chow has become a heartbroken lover in memory of Lin. Hi-Chow had brought a gift for Lin from the trip, but he can't find the courage to give this gift to Lin. Later, Tanguang's mom comes to meet her and says, let's return to the USA. Tanguang says, I have made very good friends here. I am happy here. Then, while searching for Tanguang, Luji's dog is found. She tries to take the dog from its new owner. Just then, Luji also comes there, and he finds his dog. Then, Tanguang's mom asks her, where is your special person whom you were going to introduce to me today? Just then, Hi-Chow arrives here because he has to give something to John. Tanguang's mom thinks that he is Tanguang's boyfriend, and she is impressed by seeing this boy. On that side, Ling tells Luji, you were crazy about me. You wanted to marry me. Now how did everything change? Luji says, when you left me, I let those things go. After this, Tanguang's mom asks, Hi-Chow, why don't you think about opening your own company in the USA? Now there is a smell coming from here that Tanguang's mom is considering Hi-Chow as Tanguang's boyfriend, but now Hi-Chow has changed. So he goes to the side and calls Luji, saying, "There is danger here. Come quickly." Now Luji comes and tells Tang Shuang's mom, "I am Tang Shuang's boyfriend." In the course of their conversation, Tang Shuang's mom finds out that Tang Shuang works as a receptionist in Luji's company. She gets angry and tells Luji, "Do you know about Tang Shuang's degree? She was a senior software engineer in a big company in the USA." Luji says, "Whatever Tang Shuang wants to do, I am happy with that." Mom says, "I will take Tang Shuang to the US tomorrow itself. I have arranged a good job for her there." But Tang Shuang doesn't want to go there. Anyway, then later, Tang Shuang tells Luji, "I don't want you to have any contact with Ling." After this, Hi-Chow talks to John. He says, "Maybe Ming D really loves you. I have heard that she got a job offer from a celebrity company, but the condition there is that she has to remain single. She hasn't replied there yet, so I think she is serious about you." Now John feels bad that Ming D didn't tell him this, so he, ignoring Ming D tells this to Tang Shuang. Now Luji also finds out about this, so he and Tang Shuang start finding a solution to this problem. Anyway, then everyone participates in a car race, and Luji and Tang Shuang try to unite John and Ming D here, but John ignores Ming D. Then suddenly, Ming D gets hurt, so John becomes concerned. He tells Ming D, "I just felt bad that you hid that thing from me." He says, "You can go and achieve your dreams. We can also keep our relationship a secret." Then Ming D goes to that celebrity manager and says, "Sorry, I can't hide my relationship from the world." Now the manager tells this to Hi-Chow. Hi-Chow says, "Listen to my instructions carefully." Then the manager calls Ming D and says, "That must be single clause has been removed. You can join the work." Now Ling meets Luji and says, "Can't we get back in a relationship?" Luji says, "There is someone else in my heart right now." Then the relationship between John and Hi-Chow gets better. John says, "If I want a sister-in-law, it should only be Lynn and no one else." On that side, Luji finds out that Ling has withdrawn all her shares from the company, so Luji is shocked by this. Along with this, it is also revealed that Jessica is the traitor who was giving information of this company to Hi-Chow's company. After this, Luji faints, and this news reaches Tang Shuang. She goes to him and thinks, "I wish I had never come into his life. It's because of me that Ling gave Luji such a big shock." Now Tang Shuang says, "Luji, please wake up. We will both take this company to the top together." On that side, Albert's hash project goes to Hi-Chow. Now Luji has regained consciousness. He is jealous, seeing Hi-Chow's success. So Tang Shuang calms him down. Now Luji also calms down because his love is with him. On the other side, after becoming successful, Hi-Chow goes to meet Lin. He takes a guess and enters his birth date as the password for Lin's house, and the door opens. He wants to be friends with Lin. Lin says, "Either you give me the status of your girlfriend or don't make me anything at all." Further, she says, "I have tried being a friend. I don't want to be a friend anymore." Hi-Chow says, "None of my relationships have been stable. I don't want to lose you. That's why I want to keep you as my friend." Now Lin starts getting angry, so Hi-Chow kisses her to shut her up. With this, they become official girlfriend and boyfriend. On that side, Luji's company's fund have become low, so he and Tang Shuang are busy creating a childhood-related app. A boy named Su comes, who once met Luji in Kidsland. He is super rich and he is ready to invest money in this idea. Then Hi-Chow and Lin's relationship has also become stable. On that side, Luji plans a surprise for Tang Shuang. He had stopped singing a song in his childhood because Tang Shuang had left the school. Now he is going to sing that song again. And with this, the drama has a happy ending.